I just got three things to say. God bless our troops. God bless America. And gentlemen, start your engine!
All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go from Charlotte. DJ Thomas and Adam Bowden on the first row. Mark Nelson and Michael Sarley on the second row. Kane Lee, Richie Joplin have the third row. Justin Lee and Austin Ruskoff on the fourth row. Shane Loveridge and Bryce Dickinson round out the top 10. Michael Bean in 11th next to Chris Corcoran in 12th. Dale Slides in 13th. Nicole Creasel in 14th. Anthony Ludi in 15th. Mark Dantuma in 16th. Gerald Thanos Poole starts in 17th. Michael Carter in 18th. Double D starting in 19th. And Tyler Reef in 20th. Ben Pelletier starts 21st next to Chase Burgess. James Gooley and Mike Rimkus round out the field. And Troy Downing, excuse me. Does look like about 20th on back are not taken to the grid. Tyler Reef, Ben Pelletier, Chase Burgess, James Gooley, Mike Rimkus, and Troy Downing have not taken the grid. Gerald Poole, Michael Bean, and DJ Thomas also have not taken the grid. And it looks like we are going to be short a few drivers. Here they go. Everybody rolling off back behind. Gerald trying to hit our cameraman. We'll have to have a word with Gerald about that. Things could get bumpy. The first recruitment race of the year. Things do have a tendency to get a bit exciting in these recruitment races. A lot of new drivers in the field here tonight, with a lot of BRR veterans and a lot of different experience levels. Here we go, out of turn 4, pace car about to drop in. He'll run to the Dollar General, and here we come. Green flag is in the air. The first recruitment race for BRR has begun. Mark Nelson leads them into turn 1. Everybody makes it down the back straightaway okay. Looked like a couple of cars got really low. Wow! Adam Bowden way up by the wall and cuts back low. Adam is on the move. Justin Lee back behind. Now up 3 spots in the 4th. Mark Nelson, though, quickly jumping to the lead. The front of the group, single file for the moment. Richie Joplin up a couple of spots, now into 4th. Gerald Poole at the back, coming by Nicole Creasel. Mark Dantuma did not qualify. Looks like he is seeing what he can do from the back here tonight. Oh, we got some bumping back behind. Sounds like Gerald and Nicole may have gotten together. Gerald is blinking just a little bit. And Nicole gets a big run as Gerald drops to the apron. Richie Joplin in fourth just set the fastest lap so far. Bryce Dickinson already up 2 spots into 8th place on the bumper of Austin Ruskoff in 7th. Of course, we will see Austin, Double D, Mark Dantuma, and more shortly after this race when they go to SMR Racing. Mark Nelson still out front, but Kane Lee is right on the bumper. And Adam Boughton right behind in 3rd. Richie is closing in. Dale Slides at the back, already up 3 spots into 10th. Dale in the 8 car here tonight. He is making his way toward the front. And Adam Bowden just set the fastest lap last time by in 3rd. Looks like he is looking for somewhere to make a move on Kane. And don't worry, folks, if Kane Lee joins BRR, we will talk him in to putting a WWE Kane paint scheme on the car at least once. Well, good evening, Ty Dickinson. Well, don't worry, buddy. There's 4 more recruitment races Sunday nights at 7:30. I will be happy to send you the info. I know a certain unicorn who'd love to see you on track again. Brycey Bear currently in 8th. Man, Dale Slides out of 2, just shot by. Dale in that car's paint scheme, already up 4 spots. Now looks to the high side on Brycey Bear. A 5, 6, 7 car battle going on here. From 5th on back. The top 4 pretty much nose to tail at this point. A lot of side-by-side battling. Holy cow, Dale battling for 6th. They are 3 wide out of 2. There is some bumping. Everybody saves it. Dale Sides has lost connection suddenly. Michael Sarley right there with Anthony Ludy. Justin Lee in front of that group trying to get away. There's some contact. I think Bryce got the wall. Bryce running that high line here tonight. He is not afraid to run right by the wall due to his dirt racing experience. I think he just pushed it a little too hard out of 4. Hey, good evening, Kevin. Yeah, there's been a little bit. Bryce looks up the middle. Is he going to make it 3 wide? No, he backs out. Michael Sarley pulls a little bit ahead. Bryce now up into 7th. And it does look like Dale Slides is out of the race due to his connection loss. The Mark Nelson out front. Kane Lee still on his bumper. Adam Bowden, Richie Joplin not far behind. Anthony Ludy, Michael Sarley, and Bryce Dickinson still together. Shane Loveridge, Austin Ruskoff, Justin Lee, and now Mark Dantuma has pulled up to this group. Mark did not qualify. Started in 16th, is fighting his way up. No comp caution here tonight. Strategy is going to be huge. They've got to conserve the tires and the fuel as best as possible. Yeah, Kevin, I was kind of happy to hear him. Richie Joplin currently in 4th place, trying to reel in the battle ahead as Adam Bowden goes to 2nd place. Kane Lee slipping back to 3rd. Richie about 1.7 seconds back in 4th. Chris Corcoran has gone to pit road. Anthony Ludy now up 10 spots into 5th. Brycey Bear now up to 6th as the battle is on back behind. Austin Ruskoff losing ground. Shane Loveridge going by on the high or on the bottom. Another 5-car battle going on back here from 8th on back. They are 3 wide out of 2. We've got another car blinking, Michael Carter. Mark Dantuma has quietly worked his way up into 9th, up 7 spots. But nobody right now can touch Anthony Ludy, who's already up 10 spots into 5th. Anthony is on maximum attack here tonight. Mark Nelson put a couple car lengths between him and Adam. But Adam is reeling him in. Anthony now underneath Richie Joplin. He's brought Bryce with him. Richie now back to 5th, but Bryce looking for him here. Mark Nelson looking at his mirror. Adam is getting closer and closer. Kane Lee has lost touch with the top 2. Anthony Ludy getting closer as Bryce Dickinson battles for 5th with Richie Joplin. Richie sucks in behind, sticking to Bryce's back bumper. Michael Carter now up 9 spots into 9th place. Dan Tuma holds on to 10th. Justin Lee in 11th. Gerald Poole in 12th. Double D in 13th. Michael Bean in 14th. Nicole Creasel in 15th. Shane Lovebridge has apparently lost connection and left the race. Without a caution, this will likely be a 2-stop race. Drivers looking at 40 to 45 laps on a tank of fuel here tonight. Or excuse me, 45 to 50 laps on a tank of fuel here tonight. Anthony Ludy in 4th place is still charging. He is 2 1/4 seconds behind Kane Lee in 3rd. He is closing in. Hey, good evening, Angelina. Michael Carter, another driver who's been moving forward since the drop of the green. As we mentioned, up 9 spots as he looks underneath Austin Ruskoff. Carter has the nose ahead, pushes up a little bit. Out of 4, they are back side by side, and Austin gets the run off the high line. Richie Joplin is now dropped back into 7th. Richie must legitimately be struggling here tonight. Whoa, close, close. Austin pushes up. Angelina, I'll take a look later tonight. Austin Ruskoff up on the high side. Lost a little ground in that exchange. Michael Carter now underneath. Hey, good evening, Susie. It has been a long time. Michael Carter just finally clearing Richie Joplin. Now sets his sights on 6th place Bryce Dickinson and 5th place Michael Sarley. Mark Nelson continues to lead. Adam Bowden has not made a move quite yet. Kane Lee back in 3rd, losing ground to the leaders. Anthony Ludy in 4th, still closing in, but that charge has slowed down. The gap is 2 seconds. Michael Sarley and Bryce Dickinson about 1.8 seconds back. They are gaining a little ground on Ludy. Michael Carter now up into 7th is reeling in Bryce and Michael. Definitely can tell the drivers who conserved some tire early on. We've seen several drivers fade as Mark Dantuma goes past Richie Joplin. Austin Ruskov lurking right behind. Double D has gone to pit road a little bit early. We generally expect, as long as we don't see a caution, we'll likely see pit stops for most of the field on lap 40 and lap 80. Gerald Thanos Poole has had a problem. Kane Lee is on pit road. No caution yet. Looks like Gerald having severe connection problems. He came to a stop. Wow. Michael, buddy, I have missed you. How are you, man? The leaders now into lap traffic as Mark Nelson and Adam Bowden shoot by. Anthony Ludy back in third as Sarley closing in. Carter now moving into fifth, moving Bryce back to sixth. Dan Tuma now up to seventh with Richie Joplin and Austin Ruskov right behind, battling for eighth place. Yep, I am doing great, buddy. Mark Nelson got a little bit of room between him and Adam coming through lap traffic, but Adam already starting to close back up on him. The top two are extending the gap over third place, Anthony Ludy, by 7.1 seconds. Michael Sarley, Michael Carter, and Bryce Dickinson still nose to tail, fourth, fifth, and sixth. They are closing in on third place. Richie Joplin for the moment holding off Austin Ruskov. Sarley continuing to close the gap on third place, Anthony Ludy. You gotta give Ludy credit though, the biggest mover of the night, up 12 spots. And I stand corrected, the biggest mover of the night, Michael Carter, up 13 spots. Bryce Dickinson up 4 spots. Mark Dantuma up 9. "40 laps in, Michael Bean just completed his pit stop. Kane Lee had his a few moments ago. Likely to see the rest of the field on pit road before too much longer. Bryce Dickinson has gone to pit road now for his first fuel stop. He is rolling back off pit road So far, everybody's taking 4 tires and fuel. Justin Lee is coming in. The top 2 continue to stay out. Actually, the top 9 currently continue to stay out. Nicole, that's what she said. Creasel currently in 9th. The top 2 nose to tail at the moment. After we saw last season how strong Mark Nelson is on these long green flag runs, it is very impressive to see Adam running back down after dropping out of the top 5 early on. Adam is running back down and is staying with him. Anthony Ludi has gone to pit road. And here comes the Mark Nelson onto pit road. Adam is going to stay out. Michael Carter stayed out. Michael Sarley stayed out. Mark Dantuma on his way in. Austin Ruskoff, Richie Joplin, both staying out, as has Nicole Creasel. Anthony Ludi had a problem leaving pit road. He has towed it in. Let's see what happened. There's Ludi leaving pit road. We saw Gerald Poole hit that bump. Same exact thing that happened to Gerald Poole just a few weeks ago. Looking down from the blimp, you can see the exact moment he hits that bump right there, and the car just immediately goes left. Ludi was having an amazing run, a bit of a heartbreak. As Adam is coming in. Michael Carter, Michael Sarley staying out. Austin Ruskoff staying out another lap. Richie Joplin is coming in. Mark Nelson coming by some of the lap cars and some that have not gotten tires yet. The defending champ on the move. He did have a problem coming off pit road. Let's see if it was the same thing. There comes Mark. Gets the bump. Same thing, but he just barely keeps it off the wall. And they've really got to fix that bump. He may have lost a little time, but not very much. Michael Sarley and Austin now Ruskoff is in. Michael Carter on his way back out. He swung wide to avoid the bump. Now Michael Sarley, the only driver who has not completed a stop. And Sarley is coming in. It looks like the lead will cycle around to Kane Lee. Remember, he was the first one on pit road about 10 laps before the majority of the field. He has got a bit of a lead now. 8-point caution. Caution is out for the first time tonight. And it looks like Michael Bean was involved. See if we can back that up just a hair. Coming down the backstretch into 3, Bean trying to come low. Unfortunately, Adam Bowden was there. He got pushed up into the wall and brought out the first caution of the night. I expect we'll see quite a few drivers drop in and top off on fuel. We'll see if Dan Tuma drops in. If not, we will get a quick word about the recruitment races in the BRR League. Dan Tuma now up 11 spots into 5th. Michael Carter up to 6th. Michael Sarley may have outsmarted everybody. His pit stop timed perfectly. With the caution, he came out and resumed 3rd. Okay, Dan Tuma is coming to pit road, so we'll get a word with him after his stop. And that will move with all these stops. Mark Nelson to the lead. Bryce Bear up to 2nd place. Michael Carter in 3rd, Richie Joplin in 4th, Kane Lee in 5th. Adam Bowden comes off pit road in 6th, Dan Tuma in 7th, Austin in 8th, Michael Sarley in 9th, Justin Lee will come out in 10th. And let's talk to our fearless leader. Mark, it's definitely been a fun start to this one, and you can definitely tell who's saving tires.
Yeah, there's a lot of different strategies going on with tire saving, fuel saving, but it's been an interesting, really clean race. I'm very impressed.
It definitely has been, and a lot of great drivers on track, several names that I recognize. How are you doing with the recruitment so far? I know there was one recruitment race for the trucks last night.
Yeah, we had a good truck race last night. Looked like we got 4 real good candidates for there and possibly another one, so if we can keep up with a pace like that with the 5 races, that's 20 new drivers. That should give us a pretty good start for the season because you always lose a few as you go.
Yeah, well, I have to say, man, it's been a great season. Every season we've had in BRR. Looking forward to many, many more. And I'll give you my recommendations after the race.
You definitely can do that because we appreciate it. But yeah, we're just looking to get back to having fun and just having some good competitive races.
All right, about to go green. Good luck, buddy.
Thank you.
Mark Dan Tuma getting ready to go green. And since we're our first caution of the night, we may not see any more. it seems like an appropriate time looks like I think the caution may get delayed. The drivers are nowhere near stacked up. Yes, the caution has been delayed. Or the green has been delayed, rather. Looks like a couple of drivers trying to get squared away here. Double D apparently was waved past the pace car and then had to drop back. Or are they trying to catch the pace? Something very odd is going on here. Every once in a while, a weird scoring situation arises due to just weird glitches, and it does look like, yeah, they have caught back up to the pace car. Lights have gone out. They stack up for the restart. As we were saying, since it's time to go back to green, and since we had such a long green flag run, we may not get another opportunity. So what do you folks say we get a little bit loud and crank it up? Once the pace car is in, I'm going to stop talking. You guys get loud out there, crank up your volume. It's like they did delay the caution one more time. Double D has been waved past the pace car. Alright, lights are out on the pace car. They're about to stack back up, and we're going back to green flag racing. Weirdly, it looks like they may be going single file for the restart. It does appear they will go single file on the restart. Mark Nelson, Bryce Dickinson, Michael Carter, Richie Joplin, and Adam Bowden, the top five. All right, here we go. Out of turn 4. Pace car is in. Green flag is in the air. Crank it up, everybody. only were we cranking it up, folks, but they were throwing up dust on the backstretch in that little group. Mark Nelson out front. Michael Carter, Bryce Dickinson currently battling for second place. Richie Joplin and Adam Bowden right behind. Mark Dantuma not far back in 6th. Michael Sarley in 7th. Double D back up into 8th. Justin Lee in 9th and Austin Ruskoff in 10th. Kane Lee currently in 11th. Nicole, that's what she said, Creasel in 12th. Several cars out early from what appears to have been some connection problems tonight. We know the experience Bryce has on the dirt tracks. He has definitely been putting it to good use up on that high line, because I do not know how he has managed to keep that right rear off the wall, but he keeps missing it. Bryce now into 3rd. Adam Bowden in 4th. Adam on the move once again. Richie Joplin in 5th. Dan Tuma right behind him in 6th. Michael Carter in 2nd, trying to reel the leader in, but Mark Nelson has already opened. Oh, Bryce got the wall that time. Adam Bowden gets to 3rd place. Mark Nelson has opened up a sizable lead very quickly, 1.3 seconds. Donald Durant's now up 11 spots into 8th, sets his sights on 7th place. Michael Sarley. Mark Dantuma now to 6th. Richie Joplin in 5th. Bryce Dickinson in 4th. Michael Carter in 3rd. Adam Bowden has now gone to 2nd place and is going to try and run Mark Nelson down again. Richie Joplin went by Bryce. Bryce is not happy with it. Bryce sends it to the bottom in 1 and 2. Dan Tuma lurking right behind. Richie Joplin holds on to 4th. Now, Kevin, you didn't miss a big one. Just a lot of drivers losing connection. And a couple retired early. And several drivers did not take to the grid. Mark's lead about 1.1 seconds over Adam. Michael trying to stay right there with Adam. Richie Joplin is starting to close back in. Mark Dantuma is right there. Michael Sarley, Bryce Dickinson right behind as well. Justin Lee in 8th, Austin Ruskoff in 9th. Donald Double D Durant's in 10th. Kane Lee mixed up with the lead pack in 11th. And Nicole Creasel in 12th. Mark's lead now down to 1 second. Adam is closing in little by little. but they still have to make one more pit stop. And everybody is now within the fuel window. Mark Dantuma into fifth as Sarley. Oh, Dantuma got the wall. And I think Bryce has taken some damage when he got the wall. That car is definitely not up to its earlier speed. Did look like the right rear on that car took a little bit of a beat. Does look like the right rear may be a little scratched up. Not too terribly bad. Hopefully on the next pit stop, they can get the car fixed and back into the fight. Michael Sarley now into fifth. Is closing the gap on fourth place, Richie Joplin. And Adam Bowden continues to chip away at Mark Nelson's lead. It appears Austin has some connection problems. Also appears he's got some damage on the left front of that car. Hey, good evening, Chrissy. How are you? Mark Nelson's lead continues to shrink. Adam Bowden closing in. Doing pretty good, buddy. Michael Carter still holds on to third, about 1 1/4 seconds back. But Carter is now the biggest mover after starting in 18th, running his way all the way to third. Mark Dantuma, another big runner. Bryce Dickinson is in. This will be his final stop. See if we can get a look. A better look, rather, at that right rear. Looks okay from this angle. Something was definitely wrong with the car, though. He was not up to full speed. However, with tire fall off, Bryce will be the fastest car on track here in a moment. Mark Nelson's fastest lap, 29.82. Last time by 30.5 seconds. So about 3/4 of a second off their fastest laps due to that tire wear. Michael Carter in third is losing ground to the top two. Adam now within striking distance of the leader, Mark Nelson. Double D has lost some ground. He is now back in 9th place. Bryce Dickinson now out on 4 fresh Goodyears, trying to run him down, get back to where he was. Mark Nelson continues to lead, but for how much longer? Richie Joplin and Mark Dantuma now battle for 5th. It appeared Richie used up his tires on that first run. It does seem like he has been a little more conservative on this run. Dantuma in 5th now sets his sights on 4th place Michael Sarley. Sarley side by side with Carter. And Sarley now into 3rd place. And Double D is in for his final stop. Adam Bowden staying right there within striking distance. Sarley now 4 seconds behind the top 2, but he is gaining. Mark Dantuma very quickly closing the gap on 4th place, Michael Carter. Austin Ruskoff back in 7th. Looks like he might have used him up a little too soon. He has dropped back. Justin Lee now in 8th. Kane Lee in 9th. Nicole Kriesel in 10th. Bryce Dickinson in 11th, but right there behind her. Bryce on the fresher tires gets the bigger run out of the turn 2. Dickinson now back into the top 10. Last time by, he was the fastest car on track, and it looks like Nicole hit the wall. Hey, good evening, Jason. Awesome Rank Gaming. Richie Joplin has come in for his final stop. Austin Ruskoff now in for his final stop. It looks like final stops now underway. Earlier, well, about actually where we anticipated them, as Justin Lee comes in. 2nd place, Adam Bowden now on pit road. Mark Nelson cannot afford to stay out too much longer now that Michael will have fresh tires. Expect to see him in this time or next. And here he comes, the leader. Mark Nelson is on pit road. Michael Sarley stays out. He will take the lead. Dantuma is in. Bryce Dickinson through this cycle of pit stops, now up into 7th. As he runs down 6th place, Michael Carter. Michael Sarley continuing to stay out, but he's about to be in significant lap traffic. Donald Durant's having completed his stop earlier on, also on fresh tires, starting to make some moves himself. Justin Lee comes off pit road in 11th. Austin still having connection problems in 10th, but he goes by Nicole to take 9th. Mark Dantuma back in 8th, and Mark Nelson currently sits in 4th. The top 2 have not been in yet. Adam Bowden currently in 3rd place for the first time tonight, ahead of Mark Nelson. The gap 1.8 seconds. And it seems with that clean air, Adam is pulling away. Michael Sarley in 2nd place. Kane Lee have not been in. Sarley is closing in on Kane. May put him a lap down here before he gets to pit road. Mark Nelson in 2nd, currently holding about 1.8 seconds behind the leader. Michael Carter in 3rd, about 1.25 seconds back. Bryce Dickinson back in 6th. Whoa! Richie on those fresher tires. Sends it under. Richie takes 6th. Bryce now back to 7th. He pitted about 10 laps or more before the rest of the field. Tires starting to go away as the fresher tires come around. Here comes Mark Dantuma. Sarley and Lee both continue to stay out, stretching that fuel. But Adam Bowden just went by. He has moved back into 2nd place and has unlapped himself. Sarley continuing to stay out though as Mark Nelson closes in. Oh, Kane's starting to blink a little bit. As Mark Nelson goes by to take 3rd and unlap himself as well. The top 2 have still not been to pit road. Or I'm sorry, the leader has not been to pit road. Kane Lee now back in 4th, also has not been in. And the leader, Mike Sarley, is in. Justin Lee had an incident a moment ago. Let's take a look. There's Justin out of 4. Think he may have gotten a little loose out of 4. He does get it gathered up. But man, he lost a lot of time. A great, great save for Justin though. "20 laps to go. The final stops have been completed. Adam Bowden out front by 1.8 seconds over Mark Nelson. Michael Carter in 3rd, Kane Lee in 4th, and Dan Tuma in 5th. Richie Joplin right there with Dan Tuma in 6th. They are closing in on 4th place, Kane Lee. Dan Tuma quickly and easily takes the position. Kane has still not been to pit road. Surely he is not trying to stretch the fuel. No, Kane Lee is coming in. Adam Bowden's lead now 1.7 seconds. Mark's starting to crank it up just a little bit. Michael Carter in 3rd, Dan Tuma in 4th, Richie Joplin in 5th. The leader starting to encounter some lap traffic. This is Mark Nelson's best opportunity to reel him in. Mark gained about 1/10 of a second that time by. Don't forget, folks, come back tonight at 9:30 Eastern. SMR Gen 4 will be on track again. A lot of these same drivers in faster cars and a lot more strategy in play. Also Tuesday night, C12 Motorsports will start their recruitment for Season 2 of their Street Stock Series. We won't be broadcasting it, but we are posting the information on Facebook. Mark Nelson continues to reel the leader in. He is now 1.1 seconds behind. Bryce Dickinson, after that early pit stop, went back to pit road on lap 99, took 4 tires and fuel. He has dropped back into 10th, but he is currently setting his fastest laps of the race. The only driver faster than Bryce right now is 9th place Kane Lee. And Kane currently the fastest car on track. Adam Boughton continuing to lead. Mark 1 second behind. But coming to 10 to go, Mark is really going to have to crank it up to have any shot at getting the win here tonight. Adam may have kissed the wall a little bit out of turn 2. Mark, though, still 1.1 seconds back. Michael Carter still the biggest mover of the night, up 15 spots into third, followed by Mark Dantuma up 11 spots into fourth, and Double D up 11 spots into eighth. Mark still holding about 1 second behind the leader with 8 to go. Don't forget, next week's recruitment race is at Gateway. They are also doing recruitment races on Saturday night for the Truck Series. Next Saturday, the Truck Series recruitment will be at the Nashville Fairgrounds. Mark Dantuma just taking third from Michael Carter. Mark starting to gain some ground on the leader again, but only a few hundredths of a second every lap. Coming down 5 laps to go at Charlotte. Mark Nelson lost a little ground on that lap, now 1 1/4 seconds back. Mark Dantuma in third has put some space between him and Michael Carter in fourth. Michael Sarley in fifth, about 2.5 seconds back. He is rapidly closing on Carter. He's going to have to be a lot faster, though, to get to fourth place. Three laps to go here at Charlotte. Adam may have this one taken care of. Mark Nelson now 1.3 seconds back. Michael Sarley in fifth, less than a second behind fourth place Michael Carter. He is running him down like a man possessed. Two laps to go for Adam Boughton. His lead now 1.4 seconds. And And here we go. White flag is in the air one more time around. One of the new drivers here for Recruitment. Definitely making a name for himself here tonight. Down the back straightaway, a 1.5 second lead over the defending champ. And out of turn 4, Adam Bowden will win at Charlotte. Mark Nelson coming home in second. Mark Dantuma finishes third. And let's talk to our top 3. Likely to only be our top 2. Or rather, Mark Dantuma and Mark Nelson, as we don't have Adam, the winner, available to interview. Mark, once again, you charge from way behind to come home on the podium.
Yeah, just something about this track lends itself to getting some good finishes even when you start in the back. But overall, awesome race. Everybody was racing clean and hard, so I was happy to see that. Hopefully we'll get some real good clean drivers out of this.
Well, definitely so. Looking forward to next week, and great race, buddy.
Thank you, Doug.
You can see Mark Dantuma again at 9:30 Eastern with SMR. Second place, Mark Nelson. Mark, this track, it just does not like you. You were so close.
Yeah, it was all a matter of who pitted first, and he did. I'm kind of frustrated right now because I was hoping I was going to be the first one. I had a plan, and I was just kind of waiting for that lap, and he went before me. So is what it is, I guess. We were just too equal, right? Like the only thing that was going to win that race was pitting first.
Well, you definitely gave it everything you had. You led most of that race, and as a defending champ coming home on a podium, you can't be complaining too much.
No, I can't. It was a good run, and we had a really clean race, so I'm quite happy with that.
Well, great job, buddy. Congratulations.
Thanks, Doug.
And, of course, big congratulations to Adam Bowden, who comes home with the win. Something tells me we'll see him back for the new season. Don't forget to come back here shortly. SMR Gen 4 will be on track. Hope everybody has a great night. Hope to see you back here soon. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Have a great night, everybody.